Right, I believe we should be live. Let me just load up the chat. Got a little bit of action straight away this morning, so delayed us a bit because I didn't want to miss that first trade, but it got invalidated anyway, so we didn't enter. That was on EU. We were looking for this to make a... Oh, hold on, I can hear myself. Currently eyes on this, so I'll explain that trade later. Eyes are on this right now. It's a little bit of a small trade, 1.7 pip stop, 2 minute, very tight waves, but it is valid. So we're just going to line that one up and see if this one hits. Just line it up myself and then we'll go through the explanations and stuff. Morning Fabio, hope you're well. You're looking for a long on GU. See what comes of this one. 29112. Add that. 29095. Take off a couple ticks. Morning Trojan, hope you're good. Right, this one's coming down. Obviously we want to wait for some confirmation on this. It's not a blind buy or like a buy limit. Just calculating the lot sizes that I need at the minute in different accounts. See where this one comes down to. Nice. That's a nice candle at the moment. Let's hope things stay that way. Even better if that closes bullish. So you can see we've got two previous lows wicking that EMA, using it as support. Every time the next wave prints, it prints a higher high and a lower low. So what we're doing is basically trading trend continuation, looking for an entry from a key fib level which will match the EMA with our stop loss beneath the low and TP at the previous high. There's more to it as well. If you're familiar with the ideas of the Asian session sweep, there's your Asian range that has swept, and now we've got a change of character. So this is in line with this going being bullish as well, but we're just looking at it zoomed in using our trend continuation. That is a very, very bullish candle from the EMA. So you can see our idea is right to use that as a level. It kind of makes me think we might not get the 78.6 as an entry. And we might just get the 71. But these lows have been pretty deep each time they've came in, so I think price is bullish. It is wanting to push higher. We've wicked the 71 with our rejection candle, so why wouldn't we wick the 78.6? Hey, let's stay strong on 78.6. But we do have that rejection candlestick now, so I'm going to put my limits on. So if price does come down to that level now, then I'm in, essentially. I already know this fucking prop firm's not gonna let me put 90 lots on. So I'll split it in half. Right, there we go. Right, it's coming back down. I need to fucking call this one out to the group, don't I? Oh. Copy it. Right, let's send that out as a signal. Entry SL TP RR. This is 3.18. Entry stop loss TP stop loss entry. Yep, that looks right. Now we have hit that 71 level that I was thinking about using instead. We've not quite hit the 78.6. Each time prices hit that EMA previously, we have wicked through it. So we've still got room here for that to happen again. It's not been like a perfect bounce off like this has currently. So let's see, I've got a couple more accounts that I need to place this on. So let's get that marked up. This might take off of ours. We'll see. Yeah, it's pushing higher. It's hit that 71 perfect. But we are looking for the 78.6 this time around. The thing is with GU, yeah, that's it. That's invalid. It's hit the range before. So if we got our entry from the 71, that would have been a perfect trade within like 4 minutes. We would have made 2.23%. But we were looking for that instead. But yeah, part of the strategy, guys. So we had the wick rejections from the 71, and usually that means we can get an entry from the 78.6. The idea was right, the bias was right. We even called that as a possible level, which it hit perfectly. But this time we wanted it from there, and it didn't quite hit. However, not to worry. Cancel your limits, and basically what we'll do is we'll look for the next higher low to form and do pretty much exactly the same thing from this next level, wherever that may be. So just because we didn't get that trade, don't look at it as a loss. I know a lot of beginners do that, and it's quite easy to when you're looking at opportunity cost, like you've lost something, but you haven't. You just didn't enter it, so it's not the end of the world. Let's move on to the next one. Let me delete these limits here. Put all that back on so I can show it. How much did we miss that by? Half a pip. Yeah, half a pip. Cancel limits. Yeah, let's keep looking. We've got a nice new high printed. That has now changed character of these highs and took those out fully. So when we're looking at this idea that the Asian low gets swept, take out the highs, change character and push higher, that's a really good sign. We've used the 5-minute EMA as support there. The reason that's critical is because it was resistance. Now it's broken above and been used as support. So that's extra confluence for us. We're focused on this 2-minute EMA at the moment. We've got 3 taps of support from that. What we're doing now is basically waiting for this to form a high, then wait for it to form a low where we'll buy it and catch it higher like that. Granted that everything else falls in place. Morning James, hope you're good. Spreads wank on FTMO this morning. What's it giving? Fucking hell, yeah. I just saw 9 ticks for a second there on GU. Sat at 6 right now. EU's a lot better for it though. EU's already hit that Asian high. So we can't really buy that right now. But that's kind of signs for things to come here. We've got all this canvas space left to trade on the pound. But yeah, your spreads aren't as good on it, are they? The Swiss franc's a bit hit and miss when it comes to spreads between different brokers. Some of them offer it as raw as the euro on like a 0 tick spread. But then just looking at FTMO now, Swiss for them is a 6 tick stop, same as the pound, same as the Aussie dollar. So they obviously don't want you trading it as much. But yeah, that's the thing with FTMO. They've got the reputation, so they can just provide absolute dog shit spreads. Keeps them in business, doesn't it? Slashes how much you're making on each trade. Share this in the group just for everyone that's not inside. Yeah, that high is just going to keep getting higher for now. So let's wait to see where it lands. Right then, so we've got a shooting star at the top here. Let's assume that that's the high for now and just mark out a fib. Gives us an area to look for trades from. With this being a bigger wave, I probably will look for the 71 on that rather than the 78.6 again. Got a nice fair value gap, but we are looking on the 2 minute. If you're looking on the 5 minute there, you can see the fair value gap starts at the 71, which kind of helps us justify that as a level. The EMA is support on the 1 minute and the 2 minute. Interesting. Never usually see that. But anyway, stops beneath the low. Entry on the fib. TP at the high. Just like that. Bosh. So yeah, that's all lined up. Now just wait to see if this is actually going to come down or if it's going to just keep going up for now. Don't waste your time marking anything just yet. Morning Darcy, hope you're good. We're going to make some money today, let's hope. But yeah, we've been doing the signal and analysis group for a year now. Got 12 months of data from the trades that have been going in there. And that sort of data is what you want to be gathering for your own trading. Stuff like that. Have it all summarized exactly as I've shown you. How many trades, how many wins, how many losses, how many break even, what's your win rate, what's the average amount that you're making percentage wise per trade. So that's like your average RR. And those are the things that you need to understand. What winner again? Is it? A little early one, I ain't even checked. Talk about passive income. Yeah, nice. Little winner. But yeah, genuinely when it comes to confidence in trading and executing so that you've not got like a little shaky, weak trigger finger, you just need that extensive data to understand that, okay, this setup has played out over 100 times. Here's my win rate. Here's what I'll make every time on average. This adds up to a positive number. And then with my strategies, for example, I've got an average win rate of 37%, which is lower than I thought it was. But it makes sense because it feels like I lose more than I win, but I've got the numbers to prove that I win overall because I make 2.5% on average every winner. So it's important to understand that. And knowing your win rate gives you a bit more confidence when you're executing. Because like I know, based on the past 12 months, every trade that I place has only a 37% chance of winning. So if it hits stop loss, then it was more likely to do that anyway. So it takes a bit of that stress away when you do hit stop losses. So it is important to know that number. And as long as it's a valid trade, you take it. You don't try and guess like, oh, this one might lose, so I'm not going to take it, because you end up fucking yourself up. And when you don't trade, you're not just not exposing yourself to risk, but you're also not exposing yourself to reward. So when you're trying to hop, skip and jump which trades you're going to take and which you're not going to take when they're all valid, it's completely against the act of trading. You just need to put the trade on if it's valid, even if it wins, even if it loses. And then overall, that law of averages is what pays you, essentially. Because it's like being a casino owner and trying to like stereotype your customers and saying, no, I'm going to let him spin the wheel and I'm going to let him not spin the wheel. It's pointless. There's no thing that they're doing that's affecting how that roulette wheel spins. You just need them to keep spinning it, essentially, and you're going to make money as that casino owner from your edge. It's all calculated, it's all worked out, it's all just statistics. The more that gets put through it, the more it's going to make, essentially. Unless you're not actually following the strategy and you start doing other different stuff, then you're deviating from that edge and you're not following the rules and the reward that comes with that set of rules in trading. So yeah, it was good to update the track record for the group, and hopefully it puts a lot of, I don't want to say puts a lot of beginners off, because everyone's a beginner at one point, but hopefully it like educates beginners on proper trading, and then anyone that is going to come and be a messer expecting like fucking 99% win rate and to make 5% every single trade, it's good to just lay it out for them as fact and be like, look, here's the stats. If you don't like it and you want to fucking go somewhere else to some cunt that's saying he makes 10% every single trade, he wins 99% of his trades and he makes £1 million a day, you join that group, mate, and just get yourself scammed. But take that one on the chin. But we've all been there, haven't we? At the start of trading, I feel like you have to learn some lessons the hard way to actually learn them all. So we're putting pressure on this high right now. Just want to see if that actually gets broken or not. If it's a simple wick, we can just adjust the position, but if it is a break, it kind of invalidates that. I'm going to have to look at this as a new low. I believe that'll be from the 38.2 fib level there. Yeah, so this wave has impulsively pushed up. Let me mark it from that one instead. So yeah, this wave has impulsively pushed up. We've came back, found support from this 38.2 fib level, and then pushed higher. The 38.2 fib is a sign of a very impulsive and aggressive move. So obviously we don't look to take a trade from that, otherwise you're making fuck all. It's kind of a sign of a more aggressive move, which you can see that this is. We've left behind a lot of fair value in the market in the form of this candle, and instead of coming back to refill that sustainably, we've pushed higher and made another high. So yeah, just keep eyes on this one and see if we manage to get a trade from this at all this morning. Right, so this we're looking at right now, I just want to see where that EMA is going to come and coincide with price, to be honest. Whenever we have a wave like that that's super aggressive, I sometimes feel like that does need to be imbalanced a little bit, and we can fill some of this area in. So you can see that this is kind of engineered liquidity in the market there, so I don't really want to put my stop beneath that on the chance that it gets swept like that, especially with the EMA all the way down there. So the reason I had the fib there is I'm kind of seeing where the EMA is going to come and coincide. But if price finds itself coming all the way back down here without the EMA backing it, then I'm not going to be entering that. So we'll see. We still haven't taken out the session range high. The Euro's just kind of swept it again. It didn't really properly take it the first time. Now we've got that. See what this looks like. It'd have to come down there for me to take it, realistically. Don't know if that will come all the way down there. But I do want to see that liquidity get swept from there, based on the behaviour of price there. So yeah, we'll just wait and see if that one comes in or not. Right, so that high is broken again. Looks like we're not looking for that trade. The euro high has now swept the Asian range. Looks like we're getting a little head and shoulders here. You can see we were trending, and now we've got left shoulder, head, and whether that comes up and makes a right shoulder and comes down, or another view is that that's the left shoulder, that's the head, you can say that's the right shoulder, and now we broke the neckline to come down. So it looks like potential signs of a reversal on the euro right now. It's not like guaranteed or anything. It's just an early sign of it, essentially, something to be aware of. The pound has now taken the Asian high. So this is your Asian session. Printed a low, printed a high. It swept the low, changed character, and now we're making higher highs and higher lows. Now we've came up and taken that high. So that's the target of where we said price was going to go to, and we were looking to capture long up here, but it never retraced deep enough for us to get a proper entry from. Curious if we did take that low to that high, only came down to, didn't even hit the 61.8. So yeah, very, very aggressive move on the pound this morning. It looks like we're going to come for that previous New York high as well. That's taken out. So very strong action on the pound to push higher. We've still got like an hour and a half left of the trading range for this strategy. So we just need to wait and see if we get some more sensible retracements to push higher. But right now trading here is kind of risky because we're sweeping the session high. So I realistically want to see what happens with this reaction from the euro with the previous Asian high, and then see where that goes from there. We've got more session ranges up here where there'll be liquidity looking to get taken out, but then from this high, if that gets taken out, there's nothing really left until up there. And when there's a big gap in session ranges like this, let's say that high gets taken, it kind of needs to drop a little bit, take out some of these lows in order to gather that liquidity to push higher. That's kind of how I see it. So realistically, if this high gets taken, that I might just call it a day for longs. So yeah, we'll keep looking at price. We've got a nice bullish trend here, making higher highs and higher lows. We've got that EMA as support. So we just need to wait to see if we can get a high print that then returns low enough for us to get a buy on, with everything else acting as confluence to then get a profitable trade. But yeah, right now there's nothing sensible to trade so far. So I guess we just stay watching, see what happens. Right, so we've powered through those previous session highs. And now what I was mentioning before is now we're at a stage where the next session high is all the way up here that needs to be taken for any sort of major liquidity to be wiped out. But you got to think about all the people who got in long in this run up there. The higher and higher this goes up, the more and more buy orders turn into sell orders as a result of people that got in long here and now they're taking their profits. Because obviously when they're taking their profits, they're closing out a buy position which converts it into a short position, and that's going to basically lower the price. You can see we've left behind lots of fair value on this run up. Let me look at it on a time frame like a 5 minute so that it's a bit more official. We've left behind lots of fair value on this move. That tells you two things. First things it tells you is that price is moving aggressively, because you wouldn't be able to leave behind it a gap in price without, you know, an aggressive move. And the second thing is it tells you that the order flow being filled right now is inefficient. So whenever we leave things behind like fair value gaps, it's a key sign of inefficient order flow, which basically means that at some point these gaps should be refilled in order for buyer and seller exchanges to be a bit more sustainable. So what we could see is this just dump and collect some liquidity from these gaps in price. So I don't really like going long on something like this. But we just need to see what prints basically. It's not like we're ruling it out completely, but I was really hoping to get in long somewhere in this area to take profits before this stage gets hit. Trends that you want to trade are ones that look like this, where they're nice and stable. You're retracing back to sensible levels like the 61.8 to the 78.6. Nice and clean and organized. But what we've actually got here is like this. So it started off pretty nice. Some moves that we could have caught like within there. But then now we're just pushing way too high. See the lengths of those waves compared to the retracements? It's basically building up to just get refilled quite a lot, whether it refills that or refills that. It's not the best trend to trade for this strategy, but we'll see. Give it like another hour, see if any opportunities come our way. The euro has continued higher, so we used that EMA as support, bounced off it and pushed higher, and now the euro is coming to claim some previous session ranges. We're just at this one here now. So we'll have a glance, see if there's anything for us to trade on the euro. No, you've only... Those lows got swept as we took the high, they got swept, pushed higher. You don't really have multiple instances of support from this EMA yet. Only one. We used it as resistance support there immediately, used it as support again there. Maybe you could claim that's two supports. But yeah, it's not looking as opportunistic as it was earlier, that's for sure. Let's see where this one lines up with. Yes, Jack. Hope you're good. I've just seen your comment, so I don't know how long ago you left that. kind of just been on mute while we wait for something to present itself. Hope you're having a good day over in Vietnam. I was actually chatting about Vietnam earlier, and you came up, as I mentioned. Whereabouts is it in Vietnam you're at? I was talking about a place called Phu Quoc, something like that. Phu Quoc. Sounds like fuck off. See what this prints for us on the euro. Saigon. Yeah, I kind of like this on the euro. See if it comes down to our level or not. Taking that high. Now we kind of wanted to take that high, or just match that at least on the return. When the fib hits the FVG just right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Got FVGs here on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, we're looking at this as an order block, although the start of it kind of got tapped in again. Not really a fair value up on the 5 minute, sorry. This is a nice imbalanced candle on the 15 minute though. It's gonna want to get refilled somewhat. But now the euro seems bullish. See if it'll come down and up again. Pound's a bit too overstretched now for me. This looks a bit more tidy. Okay, so we basically want to see some rejection here before we enter, but right now it's a time for marking up. I'm not actually too convinced on this one, I'll be honest, because we don't have that multiple EMA support. And we've had a huge push on price. All of this. Don't know if I even want this one. Because we only have one real EMA support there. It's not multiple. This wasn't really higher high, higher low logic when these three lows got wiped out by this one. I don't think I'm going to take this, guys. I don't like it. The pound's still got some falling to do to refill this. That don't look right. But like I said, when you have a gap between this session range and this session range, what price kind of needs to do is wipe out some of these lows there to generate liquidity that it needs to push higher, which is why I don't like trading them big spikes. See what happens with this one. Well, I'm not going to take that. Let's watch it. Okay, so the euro hasn't held strong on that support, which is one of the reasons why we didn't take this trade, because we didn't think it was gonna. It still wouldn't have been stopped out, and we've actually had a nice reaction from that, but it's not been from that EMA, so we haven't took it. Just looking at the pound there, debating whether we'll take a trade from this, because the EMA here has been nice support, but the wave structure hasn't been as nice. So if we're looking for somewhere to take the low from, it'd probably be there, realistically, and that's just not really a nice low to take the trade from. Maybe somewhere there is a bit better. With that being on the 71. Stops beneath the low. TP up here. That's kind of the trade that we'd have to see on the pound. We've had support. We've had a rejection candlestick from that. I'm just not sure if I'm liking the wave structure of this. Because from this low to this high, we didn't really retrace anything. I think I may call it a day, guys, to be honest. I'm just not seeing the trend continue. Or I think it's likely that it won't, because of how bullish that previous run-up has been. Price could do with coming down. Maybe that's a 61. There's your stop loss on that. Maybe this is the trade. Yeah, I think that's our best setup. Set an alert here. If it comes back down to the 50, I'll set limits. We'll see where it comes to. But yeah, see if that is going to provide for us today. Right, okay, so we're back down to that 50% fib level. We do have high, low wave structure like this. So what we're saying is it's going to hit the 61.8 and come back up as it is now. We've got the rejection candlestick there, but I kind of want to see another one as it's coming back down now. We can see prices broke the level. I've not got an entry yet. I've not actually set my limits. I want to see some fresh rejection at this level basically. So let's see what happens. I am going to mark up my charts, my lot sizes, as if I'm going to enter. 5.9 pip stop. Let's mark that up just in case we do enter this. This is on GU. Two 9,327. Add spreads, and then 2,9,268. Right, I'm gonna go long. Market execute. I'm going long from there. There's your levels. 2,9,268 for the stop. Send this one out quick while I'm still. Next one's 5.9 pip stop. Go along. That one. Next up. That's a nice rejection so far. Pulling back above that EMA, we've used the 61.8 as support. Let's see if we can close above the EMA now. Right, yeah, let's see what happens here then. Back down at the entry. TP, stop loss, entry. Send this one out. GBP, long idea. Entry, stop loss, TP. Risk reward is a 2.71, just like that. See what happens. We know that we've got around a 37% win rate, so we know that this is more likely to lose than it is to win, but overall it makes for an edge on the market. So just be comfortable with that logic as a trader, and it actually helps so much for your trading psychology when dealing with losses and stuff, because you kind of know that it's more likely to lose anyway. So if it does lose, you don't really give a fuck essentially. And you've got the data to back up that it makes money. See where this candle closes. Cool, that's another strong candlestick. Even though it held a little bit of drawdown there, it's finished as a pin bar, which is nice. Could do with like a solid 5-minute candle, but on our entry time frame it's looking so far so good. Looks like we're holding a little bit of drawdown. It's nothing to be scared of, nothing to worry about. We've analysed it, it's a valid trade. We've had the necessary rejections before entry, so just let it either hit your stop loss or hit your take profit. Obviously when it gets to a certain level we'll go stop loss to BE, but you have to accept the chance that it's going to hit stop loss. Each trade that you put it on, it's a possibility, so don't be too scared about drawdown. As long as you've put however much you wanted to put on that trade, then that is by definition what you have risked. We're still bouncing off that 71% fib, which is nice because this is actually the true range, the true wave from this low all the way up to this high. We're seeing strong rejection, or strong support should I say, from that 71% fib. We've got 3 bounces off it so far from the wicks, so that's nice. What I'd want to see is price come back above that EMA, and then I'll be happy. But yeah, like I said, we've opened the trade, it's valid, so now I just hold it and let it do its thing. Okay, so there you go. We've got nice support from that 71 level that I mentioned, and now we've got price closing above our EMA, which is nice. What I'll do is I'll mark out a level that we'd look to take a stop loss to break even from, and look to take some partials from there too. Maybe even just take that as the full TP level based on what we've been seeing recently. So it looks like that's the level that we will either go stop loss to break even on or take a full TP. So let's have that one in mind. I'll set an alert when it gets near it. And I still need to put my TPs in. Right, so what we can see here is a little bit of indecision, or purgatory I guess you'd say, because this looks like it's trying to form a lower high following that, but at the same time it's also using that EMA as support. So it's like it's broke beneath it, came out using it as support. So I guess we'll see. I have changed the TP to this following a little adjustment of the strategy where we're going to target a lower RR at the candle body high, because we've seen that sometimes price will come up, hit our stop loss to break even, and then come back down at break even, and we've ruled that it is actually more profitable to just take the full TP there instead for the times that happens. So right now we're entered in the trade, the trade's in floating profit, there's nothing else for us to do, it'll either hit stop loss or hit take profit. So yeah, we just got to wait, be patient, sit on your hands if you have to, and do that. So my trading range is coming to an end here, so I am going to cut the live, but check in the trading groups to see how we got on with this trade if you haven't taken it for yourself, and I hope that everyone else that took this is also going to make profit today. But yeah, thanks a lot guys, appreciate the support. Please drop a like on the video if you do tune into these and get value from them. And until next time, well, it's not next time Friday because it's NFP on Friday. So we've got the non-farm payroll news on Friday, with it being the first Friday of the month. So I won't go live then because I won't be trading. But I'll see you in the VIP group throughout the week where we'll be calling out all of the trades. And yeah, take care guys, have a great day.